Most interactive sports talk show in Houston, live. You can watch us on YouTube at ESPN Houston. If you haven't subscribed already, what are you waiting for? To quote Jennifer Love Hewitt in I Know What You Did Last Summer. Sean's making a face. Sean, you sweet, innocent child, you just don't understand how important that movie was to American culture, not to mention Jennifer Love Hewitt, her Hewitts, and how important they were to American culture in the 90s and early 2000s.
45% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Well,
they need more.
That's probably from critics.
Yeah, they need more.
What was the audience score?
14-year-old boys too.
What was the audience score?
Audience, hold on. That's not
probably 100.
Easily acceptable.
Well, what?
Or not easily accessible. Oh, 41%.
From audience?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fake news. I don't believe that.
Oh, you think it's being suppressed?
I agree. It is being suppressed. Thank you for putting that statement out.
Oh, there's a sequel? I Still Know What You Did Last Summer?
Yeah.
Was she in that one?
She was.
Well, 7% on Rotten Tomatoes, 29% audience score.
Well, hey.
Important.
Can't catch lightning in a bottle twice.
You know, Vincent Van Gogh wasn't appreciated until after his death. Maybe I Know What You Did Last Summer will be the same thing. Centuries from now, people will look back on it.
Listen, there's Heartbreakers, starring her and Sigourney Weaver, and there's also the movie where she's... Is it She's All That? No, She's All That's the one where like she's wearing glasses and then she's not, and she becomes prom queen.
She's the Man?
No, She's the Man. That's Amanda Bynes. There's another iconic movie, and it's like about a house party, and there's this dork. He's like, I can't wait to see Amanda. I can't wait, and she's dating somebody else, but the guy sucks. Yeah. Anyway, we're in the weeds here. Listen, guys.
She was in the Scooby-Doo live-action movie.
Great. Hell yeah. Her and more Freddie Prinze Jr. Let's go. Anyway, guys, you know what you could learn from a lot of these late 90s coming-of-age movies is that you have to be true to yourself to succeed in life. And Texans quarterback C.J. Stroud, he knows, probably because he liked I Know What You Did Last Summer. And you know what I know he did last summer? Worked hard so that he could have the best rookie season he possibly can. People asked him yesterday at the Houston Texans exit interviews, CJ, are you going to have a chip on your shoulder going into next year? Here's what he had to say.
I wouldn't necessarily name myself as a guy with a chip on his shoulder. I just think I'm me, you know? Like, I don't really try to, I used to be in the business of proving people wrong and people pleasing and stuff. Man, that stuff's exhausting and it don't make no sense. So, honestly, man, I'm really going to be just preparing for what we got going on here. Yeah, we lost to Baltimore up there, and there's some things that we need to get fixed, of course, but it's time for that once we get back to those moments, you know. But right now, it's all about getting better and just really putting our best foot forward on making yourself better as a person, as a player, you know, and that's something that I definitely am excited to get into.
I'm so happy that CJ Stroud isn't a robo full of bleep politician at the podium. And as someone who's covered someone like that, Russell Wilson, it's just nice to have someone who is not only going to talk about being true to himself, but also is true to himself. I'm not being sarcastic here. I'm not having fun with it. I know that my tone sounds sarcastic. I'm not. It is refreshing to have somebody who actually speaks like a normal human being at the podium. Is that going to last? I don't know. But it has lasted for this entire year. I feel like he always gives thoughtful answers and saying, yeah, I'm not going to have a chip on my shoulder. Wouldn't just about every quarterback when asked about it say, yeah, it's going to motivate me into next year. And then all of a sudden that's going to be like the first part of a Gatorade commercial during the offseason. Like, I know what it's like to be down, but when I have my Gatorade, I get back up. You know, and he doesn't do that crap. I like it.
Yeah, just this part.
I wouldn't necessarily name myself as a guy with a chip on his shoulder.
That is like keeping it very honest.
Yeah.
And just being like, what a chip on my shoulder for what? Like,
Right.
I was a highly rated recruit, went to Ohio State, lost like 3 games there, and and now I'm a rookie of the year. Like, there's not exactly the underdog story, not like everyone doubted me, everyone, like, I like it that there isn't just some forced, Caleb Williams is going to have some people doubted me energy when he comes into the league.
Oh, he so is.
When he's been the number one quarterback for literally 2 years.
Stroud did have some doubters, to be fair.
No, but I like that he's not highlighting it.
Correct.
He's not trying to film a Gatorade commercial right now.
He doesn't
He's
care.
actually just answering. He's just actually answering questions.
And there are, the S2 testing, which, if you saw the S2 cognition test creators that C.J. Stroud supposedly did so bad on, told the Wall Street Journal this week that his poor result was, quote, potentially invalid and never should have been released.
False positive.
But, that gets put out there. That would put a chip on my shoulder. If this just gets put out and I prove these dumbasses wrong with their stupid test that they want people to pay money for, and all of a sudden I break the test, and these people are like, well, actually, those are fake results. Yeah, well, great. Yeah, I'm sure we're all going to trust any test result that comes out from your clown operation going forward. Because C.J. Stroud broke it. Oh, but Brock Purdy was good. Well, Brock Purdy has been an absolute dog bleep in the last couple of games that we've seen him play against the Ravens and on Saturday against the Green Bay Packers. He stunk at both of those games. Oh, it's one outside. It's S2 test, though. But Stroud doesn't have that as a chip on his shoulder. He's different from me, and I like that. He's authentic, and he's honest. It's nice. It's nice to have.
Even just going that is him actually thinking about if he has a chip on his shoulder.
Right, and he doesn't.
And he went to the conclusion of, no, not really.
And he has reasons to have a chip on his shoulder. And it seems like the biggest chip he has on his shoulder is for the living conditions of people who are in prison because of his dad. But that's pretty much it. That's the only thing where it seems like he's spoken with a chip on his shoulder of sorts. And it's nice and it's refreshing. And you know what? Stroud continued as we talk about, coming of age motifs, being true to yourself. C.J. Stroud said, to reach the next level, I just have to keep being myself, be myself.
Yeah, I got to do way more. I got to just be me. At the end of the day, I look back at it I can say a whole bunch of cool stuff up here that'll make everybody go crazy, but honestly, I just gotta be myself, and just work hard at that, and just really do everything that God put in my heart to do. And I'm just super thankful for God, man, and Christ, for really just having a rookie year like I had, and to be able to be mentioned with a whole bunch of greats and be playing against greats, you know what I'm saying? So it's been just a blessing, and really my plan is just I want to be the best. I don't want to just be the best rookie, the best second-year dude. I want to be the best, point blank, period. So I'm excited to get going with that, and yeah.
ESPN 97.5 and 92.5 apologizes for C.J. Stroud speaking about the Lord in that quote. I'm just kidding. That's what NBC would do.
Should have cut that.
No. That's the other part I like about him. He doesn't care about talking about that stuff. And look, I'm not religious. I wish I had faith. The boat has sailed. But I like that he still has it. If he's going to put it out there every now and then, I know some people roll their eyes because they hear it a lot. I'm blessed, blah, blah, blah. It's refreshing for me. Will it be this way forever? Maybe not. Will I be annoyed if he's saying he's blessed after a playoff loss where they play poorly? Maybe. But right now, he's authentic. He's true to himself. That's good. It's good to have that. It's just refreshing. I'm thankful they don't have some robos reading a book on how to publicly speak like Brock Osweiler actually was doing.
Yeah, that the overly cautious politician quarterback is tough.
Russell Wilson.
And I was thinking about it. I think Tom
Brady to an extent.
The reason chip on my shoulder, I automatically am like, what are you talking about, dude, with chip on your shoulder? I think Baker Mayfield ruined having chips on your shoulder for everyone. Mm-hmm. Or at least talking about having chips on your shoulder. You can have them. Just just you don't have to tell me about every single one of them. All right, dude.
Let's go through, before we go to break, Sean, all of the quotes that came out of the Houston Texans exit interviews yesterday. We'll just read them, that may or may not have been a tad hyperbolistic.
Just thumbs up, thumbs down?
Yes. Gerard Johnson changed C.J. Stroud's life. Quarterback coach of the Houston Texans. I'm going to say that's hyperbole. Now, I do think that Gerard Johnson has helped C.J. Stroud out, but I don't think that Gerard Johnson has changed C.J. Stroud's life. Personally.
Yeah, I want to lawyer this and be like, well, he did change his life. I mean, he was a football coach that he had. There were decisions that affected butterfly effect, but no. I mean, I think CJ was going to be pretty good no matter what. Gerard Johnson, great job, but I changed his life is a bit much.
Right. Gerard Johnson changed my life because he helped me run a 4.840.
Yes, exactly.
At the old age of 25. You got to wonder, if Gerard Johnson had been working with me for more than 10 minutes, would I have been able to get to 4.6 like so many people claim? I don't know. I guess we'll never know. Important questions that need to be answered. C.J. Stroud said this about Will Anderson. Will Anderson is one of the most talented players he's ever been around. Hyperbole or not hyperbole?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, I will say it's not hyperbole because Stroud played college football, and this was his first year in the NFL.
Yeah, and Will Anderson is an insane, talented athlete.
He's very good. Let's go to some other players. Hyperbole or nah? Will Anderson ranked DeMeco Ryans ahead of Nick Saban for his favorite coaches. Now, I think DeMeco's definitely a lot easier to play for. I don't think he's as much of a hard ass as Nick Saban is, but I think of a Will Anderson, I'm still picking the guy that I've won a natty with.
He never, I don't think he won a natty.
You know what?
Or no, he might have his freshman year.
But he wasn't playing probably a lot that year.
Yeah, he did his freshman year in 2020.
Okay.
But
the pandemic year.
Yeah, also Astros.
Probably wasn't as fun.
Yeah, I mean, I would. It is pretty wild. It's not like Nick Saban's like out of the news. It's like, well, he just retired. If you want to throw him a bone, maybe, I don't know.
Will Anderson thinks Nick Saban wasn't a good coach.
Yeah.
Misleading headline for the ESPN Houston.
7-time national championship winner, worse coach than first-time head coach DeMeco Ryan. Hyperbole.
Hyperbole or not hyperbole? Will Anderson said the Texans are building something special, citing Myles Garrett, Jadeveon Clowney, and the Jaguars' Josh Allen. I'm going to say that's not hyperbole.
No, not hyperbole.
This is special.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I trust Josh Allen on the Jags' opinion on this, but
yeah, but I do trust.
I trust Garrett and Clowney to an extent.
I trust Clowney more than to an extent. I want to see Clowney here next year.
Wow.
Bring him back.
Do you want DeAndre Hopkins again too?
Yeah.
Get James Harden back while we're at it. Just bring 2017 back.
Let's be honest. If the Texans had DeAndre Hopkins or another wide receiver for this game, and again, it would have cost some money. Like, it would have been helpful.
Yeah.
Right? Come on.
They wouldn't be able to have Steven Nelson then. Butterfly effect.
Well, that's true. Will Anderson to Christian Harris, quote, people don't understand how much better we're going to be next year. Hyperbole or not hyperbole? I think that's hyperbole. I think most people are expecting them to be a lot better next year.
Yeah, if they're speaking individually, then maybe not hyperbole. But as far as the Texans, the Texans are going to be one of the hype teams going into next year.
100%. One last one. Chris Sims on Christian Harris. This is not a Houston Texan. Chris Sims is a Texas football legend, Sean Mapes. Chris Sims on Christian Harris. The Texans also might have Fred Warner Jr. at linebacker. Christian Harris is all over the field. Is that hyperbole or no?
Feels a little hyperbolistic.
Yeah, I agree. Very hyperbolistic. But he's working with DeMeco Ryans, and DeMeco Ryans did that with Fred Warner.
That's why it's hyperbolistic,
right.
is because I can see the math that he's doing.
Oh, yeah.
when he says that.
But listen, you gotta have a hot take.